All right, let's talk about it. Okay, so I'm going to make not necessarily a prediction, but more so what I think would be really cool casting based on this type of theme. Like I feel like at this point, Drag Race has had so many iterations, all stars, seasons. I think they are due for a season that is themed because, all winners, that was a theme and it clearly worked. Everyone loved it. And I think we're due for more themes. Like, I've seen themes for early outs, fan favorites, but I'm gonna I'm gonna make another video for this, but I want to make who I think would be perfect casting for a season of just legendary queens and queens that stirred up the most drama on and or off the show. So this video, I'm just gonna do legendary queens, okay? So to me, a legendary queen, first, my main criteria for choosing these queens is that they're not winners. Okay, because all winners to me are legendary in some way. But so that's like a given. That's too easy. So I'm thinking of queens that have not won. Either you really want them to win, or they have just really just blown up, done something after their season and have just really just done the thing. Like, to me, these are the queens that you don't see coming back for a regular all-stars because they just know their worth. Like, it's kind of like they're too good for an all-star. Nothing bad about all-stars, but some of these queens, they would never come back for a regular season of All Stars. There's going to have to be a certain theme that really just highlights their awesomeness. So I'm going to try to go season by season, starting with season 1. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily see legendary queens. Oh, before I get into my list, I'm basing my selection on these queens based on their original season and or if they were also on All Stars, because we've seen a lot of these queens have different showings when they get to All Stars, whether it's good or bad. So so season 1, like I said, we're not doing winners, but I don't fully see necessarily a legendary queen for this type of season to me. If it wasn't for All Stars 5, Angina would have been an easy, like, automatic pick. But unfortunately, I want to, but she has shown that she's just not able to, like, kind of keep up with the new era of Drag Race, which is, it just is what it is, which is fine. It is fine. So, but if I had to pick, because I kind of do want to pick from each season, because I do think there's a legendary queen on each season, I would say someone that I think would be just like ooh, yes, is Chanel. I do think Chanel can be a little bit of a hit or miss because she just always does too much. We haven't seen her on Drag Race recently, but I think for her coming back for like a legendary season would be really awesome. She is one of the few All-Star 1 queens that hasn't been back yet because, let's be honest, all of those queens deserve to come back to try again. And the ones that have done much better, so it just shows, yeah, let them do this again on their own. So I would say Chanel for season 1. And to me, she also proved herself as being pretty legendary when she came back for All Stars 1 as well. Now, season 2, I mean, are you surprised? It's Raven. Raven to me is the ultimate, she wouldn't do All Stars again. I mean, I know she works for Rue, but she's to me too big for just a regular schmegular All Stars. Like, she needs a bigger platform, a bigger reward title wise, theme wise, prize wise. So to me, Raven is just like it when it comes to a legendary. Just you think of all the looks she's inspired, all the makeup she's inspired, just the attitude. I mean, no one does icy like Raven, okay? The queens that have done it, you just don't like them. And I find Raven very likable, despite how kind of, clearly jealous she was of Tatiana on her season 2. I just really love Raven. I live for her on Fashion Photo Review. So I could definitely see Raven coming for a legendary season because, yeah. And that's kind of about it. I know you might be thinking, where's Jujubee? But I'm tired of seeing Juju. I'm sorry, I am, and unfortunately, it's not getting better. I mean, her peak was All Stars 5. She didn't do good on Queen of the Universe. If you watched that was like an American Idol version of Drag Race, and she did the worst that episode. I mean, it just wasn't good. And then UK versus the world. So she's a lovable queen. She is legendary, but not for a legendary All Stars to me. She's done her bidding, but I think she's supposed to be coming back for like a global thing with Drag Race. So there's your thing. Season 3, I mean, another Shangela. I mean, just like Raven, what can you say? To me, while Raven really changed the season, the vibe of drag kind of outside of the show, Shangela's changed it within the show. I mean, she has so many firsts to her title. First queen to be brought back, first queen to do a lipstick message. Just first to just start a fight. Like, I love Shangela, and to me, she has gotten better each time. It was absolutely rude that she didn't win All Stars 3, but she is legendary. I will say another one that I could put from season 3 as a legendary person for an All Stars would also be Manila. Shangela is the original Manila'd. I know it was different circumstances in the sense that what happened to Shangela wasn't her fault. What happened to Manila, I mean, she was in the bottom. She could have been eliminated. It was taken of. It just was what it was. But just can't deny how legendary she is. She made camp glamorous. She didn't make it a joke, and I love that. Season 4, I kind of reluctantly say Latrice, and I say reluctant because I just wasn't the biggest fan of her showing on All Stars 4. There was an air of entitlement and a little bit of arrogance, but I caught that vibe from quite a few queens. I felt Mo Hart had that. I felt Monet had that. Trinity had that. Valentina had that. There was something about All Stars 4 that made these queens feeling themselves and thinking that, okay, I'm the ish, in like kind of a negative way. I don't know. All Stars 4 is a weird season. It feels like such a fever dream. But regardless, I do think that Latrice is a total legend, and I live every time she lip syncs. I do. So to me, she would definitely be awesome. My only thing is when it comes to just competition wise, I don't think Latrice is like there when it comes to competing. Like the other queens I just said, great at competing. To me, Latrice is a great personality, a great charm, a great essence. You love keeping her around, but aside from her get those nuts away from my face moment, she really hasn't had any just like standout wow moments when it comes to the challenges. Now, I'm not talking about lip syncs, okay? Because, like I just said, legend. But when it comes to these challenges, never really a standout. So she would be someone that I would love to hear would be on a Legendary All Stars, but I would be scared for how she would do, you know? All right, All Stars 5. Honestly, it's tough to choose just one. My heart is teetering between Alyssa and Detox. And I might just go ahead and just say both of them because to me, they are legends. You you can't do 80s without being called Detox. You can't wear neon without being called Detox. Anitra on this recent season right now, season 15, is being called the younger version of Detox. Now I see it, but to me, Detox is super iconic. I personally, next to Manila, I just have not seen a queen have such a stamp on their style that no matter what queen has it on, you just automatically say that looks like something Detox would do. Because I do think Manila really put a stamp on that first with her camp, with just the way she dresses, especially on All Stars 4. But the aesthetic of Detox is so powerful that any queen we've seen on regular Drag Race that wears neon, that has this 80s vibe, you just go to Detox. And I think that's legendary in itself. And then Miss Alyssa, there's a reason that Shangela is her daughter. They are just huge personality. Now, she's a wild card when it comes to challenges. But to me, for me, if I'm thinking correctly, I think she's the first queen to really capitalize and profit off of the impact that she had while she was on the show and just knew how to market it. You know, prior to her, not you didn't really see a lot of queens popping up personality wise or really doing things like that. But Alyssa, to me, I think she's the first queen to really profit off of the impact that she had on the show, and she did it right away. I love season 5. I remember watching that in high school. That was such a thing for me. I lived for season 5. Season 6, I think it's between Bendela and Adore, but I'm going to give it more so to Dayla. I think Dayla, especially how she did on All Stars 3, has really shown how iconic she is. While you don't remember her clothes, you remember how she is in challenges. You remember her acting, her kind of charming, witty 60s style. And I think Adore, super loved, love her. She'd be a great alternate. Golly. But I'm gonna give it to Dayla, just legendary, because she clearly proved herself on All Stars 3, and season 6 is another one that I loved. Season 7. This is a hard one because it wasn't. Oh shoot, duh, Katya. Wow, I was stupid. I was like, who? Katya. Forgive my dud moment. Yeah, Katya to me would definitely be a legendary queen to have back. I loved seeing her. I remember her random moment on UK season 1 when she got to talk to Davina. It was like, okay, why, but okay, go. So definitely Katya from season 7. Season 8. Man, I would love to put a winner because I think Bob is it. But if I had to choose one from season 8, legendary, I would probably say Naomi. But I don't know why Naomi always gets kind of underrated, but then you just can't help but remember how awesome she can be when it comes to Drag Race. Like, give her some episodes and she's gonna really just hit it. So I would say Naomi from season 8. From season 9, I would have to say Peppermint would be a really great pick for a legendary all-star contestant. I think she's clearly shown, I mean, people want her back so badly. I want her back so bad on what is it called? Just like a regular All Stars, but for a legendary season, I could see that for her, even more so than a regular All Stars. Season 10. I'm just like kind of quickly going through who from season 10, because if she didn't win All Stars, I would have definitely said Monet, but she eventually did become a winner. So I guess a bit of Asia O'Hara. I mean, she did stellar up until her lip sync for the crown. So, I mean, I'm not sold on saying her, but it's almost like, well, if I had to, I'm going to say Asia. I think, she's another queen that people would love to see come back. But I feel like people will want to see her come back more so to see what she's going to do with the butterfly thing. But also hesitant that she's going to be like her other season 10 sisters and milk it when she comes back like Monet did and Mo did with the heart and sponges. Like, please don't do it that. Have the moment, let it go, and move on. Because I don't want to see butterflies every episode, every mention. Oh, like how Shay kept milking the whole rose petal thing on her season. It was like, okay, Shay, we get it. You thought you were going to win until you saw the rose petals. Gosh. Anyway, season 11, I mean, hands down, Brooklyn. I think she has shown what a megastar she can be. I didn't care for her on her season, and I didn't care for her on Canada Drag Race season 1, but she has really gotten much better. She's really good at what she does now. I feel like she's kind of found her groove, and sometimes it takes a minute, okay? Takes a minute, especially when you've not done it before or been in the spotlight before. But actually, I'm going to have to choose 2 for season 11 because I think definitely Brooke, but I also think Vanjie. I mean, Vanjie is this era of Drag Race Shangela, So, Vanjie. Will she do good? Probably not. In acting challenges, I wholeheartedly think so. Anything else? I don't know. I'll say this. Season 11 was lucky they didn't have a stand-up because I don't see many doing that good. Season 12. Now, 12, 13, 14, 15, these seasons are still pretty new, so it's hard to feel like you've earned that legendary status yet. But, because for me, it's kind of like, well, let's see how everyone feels as the years go on. But picking now, season 12, I would say Gigi Good. I think she really put her stamp. Unfortunately, it just felt like she was getting favored. But I think she's very memorable. We talk a lot about Gigi still. Season 13, maybe Candy a bit, but I know that the love for her is not solid. I mean, she was something else. She was something else in her season. But to me, she's another queen. Like, not everyone loves Gigi. You know, no one likes favoritism. Not everyone likes a loudmouth like Candy. But I think that the memorableness of them. Oh, I forgot about Heidi. I definitely think Heidi from season 12 would be a really good contender in a legendary season. I think she is this generation's Latrice as far as just overwhelming love, overwhelming charm. Like, everyone loves her. You just can't help but feel like the yes, Heidi. Season 14, it's too soon. It's too soon. Like, I just can't pick. I can't pick right now. Um, I, maybe cornbread, I guess. Cornbread. And then season 15, at the time, I would say if Sasha doesn't win, then Sasha. Because right now we're like not even midway through, Jesus Christ. But we're at a point where there's just, who knows? I'm hoping she wins, but if she doesn't win, I definitely think it'll be her. Like, it could be her for a legendary All Stars, especially since she came into Drag Race as a star. She was kind of an all-star already. She just needed the public platform of Drag Race to just solidify and put a stamp on it. So those are the queens that I think would be really great picks for like a legendary all-star season. No winners, because to me all winners are legendary in themselves, but these are queens who I don't see coming for a regular All Stars unless it had this type of energy with it, you know? And I feel like they deserve that. So let me know if you agree, who you would maybe put in that mix, maybe who you would take out. I want to know. All right.